Hi, my name is Jane and this is Looping Mabel's Closet, and in today's video it's a little bit of a collaboration that I'm doing with Kris from Sew Notes and the Love Notions Rhapsody Blouse. Hi and welcome back. So yeah, me and Kris from Sew Notes, we were just talking on Instagram as you do, and we both bought the Rhapsody Blouse by Love Notions. Now I knew it was coming out, I knew it was already out, but I knew that the pattern was getting a bit of an update, so I waited till the update was completed and then I got my pattern. I'm not sure whether Kris already had hers, and she just mentioned on Instagram that she can't wait to make her Rhapsody blouse, and I just said, well, me too, and shall we both do a little bit of a sewing collaboration where we both make the blouse and maybe have a little bit of fun and see if we can guess what each other makes, which style we go for and what type of fabric. So I've got two parts to this vlog. Obviously this is the collaboration that I've done with Kris, so obviously I have guessed, or I'm going to guess on camera what I think she's going to make. I have no idea what style she's going to go for or obviously what fabric, and she's going to do the same on her vlog. So obviously once you've watched this vlog, if you pop on over to Kris at Sew Notes, then you will see what she has predicted that mine will be, and let's just see how close we get. I've got quite a few Love Notions patterns and I haven't made any of them. I have this thing where a pattern comes out, I think, yeah, oh that's nice, I'll get it while it's like fresh in my mind, and then I'll save it to my Dropbox folder and that's where it goes, and then I forget, and then I do that for the next pattern. Another pattern might come out with another pattern company, think, oh yeah, that's nice, I'd love to make that, and again it will go into my Dropbox folder. I have folders for every pattern company. I have a folder in my Dropbox called Sewing Patterns, and in that folder I have subfolders of all the pattern companies that I've got patterns for, and then within that folder I have further subfolders of all the patterns. So for example, closet case, in the closet case folder I'll have a subfolder of my CeeLo top, and then there's another folder with my Jenny pants, and then there's another one with my Pietra pants, and so forth and so on. So obviously I get a pattern, download it, add it to whichever folder, and that's where it goes, and then I forget. So I've got quite a few of the Love Notions patterns, but I knew this Rhapsody blouse was going to get an update. So anyway, so I've since got it, and I also got it on the sale day as well. When she brought out the new update, it was on offer, so I got it then. I think it was only $5, $4, $4 or $5 anyway. So I was raring to get going with it. I'm not just going to buy it and then put it in my Dropbox folder. I'm going to buy it and I'm going to make it. And then when Kris said she had it, and I said, oh, should we do it together? So that's where this vlog has come from. Now I'm wearing it, and there's a bit of a story behind the fabric. I don't think Kris will, well, let's just see what Kris picks for me. But before I go on, I shall obviously predict what I think Kris will make. Now I've had a look through her Instagram feed and what have you, and obviously on her YouTube channel, just to get a flavour of what fabric she goes for, and she's a little bit like me, she quite likes florals, so I'm going to predict she's going to go for another floral, a nice bright colour floral. And I also predict the style, so let's just show you the styles. There is a lot of styles. So with this pattern, you don't just get the one pattern, you get 9 different sleeve options and a dress option. So how good is that? You do get a lot for your money. She doesn't just give you the one pattern, she gives you all those options and variations, so you can play about to your heart's content. And every time you make something, it's going to look totally different. And all of Love Notions patterns are so thorough with the instructions, really are, and she has tutorials, and you can click on certain parts of the pattern. Obviously this is the PDF, and she may have a video to help you with whatever section of the pattern that you're doing. She's very clear all the way through. So if you've never tried Love Notions, highly recommend it. I am an affiliate for them, so if you do click on my link, I do earn a small commission if you do decide to buy one of her patterns. So I'm just telling you, I'm just being upfront and honest. But yeah, I really do like the patterns, and this was a breeze to make. But anyway, let me get back to Kris. So I predict she is going to, as I say, do a lovely floral, large floral print fabric. And I think she's going to go for, I predict she's going to go for the middle row and the one with the ties and the flutter sleeves. So Kris, if you're watching, that's my prediction. Floral fabric and the blouse with the flutter sleeves and the tie option. So let's see how much I get right. So going back to the pattern. So I opted for, I'm not a great lover of the, well, I do like ties, to be fair. I like my Roscoe blouse, that's got ties. But on this one, I thought I'm going to stay away from the ties. I'm just going to have the plain neckline, but I'm going to go for the bishop sleeves. So I cut it all out, cut the pieces that I wanted out. And for some reason, I just assumed it came with the cuffs. So I cut out the cuffs. But then when I come to make it up, the bishop sleeve didn't need any cuffs. It's an elastic, like a casing, and you just thread the elastic through. And then I thought, oh, well, I've cut the cuffs out. I think I'll just add them on. So, in fact, this blouse, I'll stand up and show you a bit more detail, and I'll pop some pictures up of me wearing it in the garden. So this blouse has got the bishop sleeves, but then I've added the cuffs that go on the straighter sleeve. So my sleeves look a little bit more like kimono style. So I quite like the effect. I don't know why, I don't know, I don't know why, I just thought the cuffs went on the end, didn't look at the pattern again, that's typical of me. So happy accident again. So I really like how it's come out. So I'll just stand up and show you before I give you a little bit more detail of the fabric. So it's a lovely curved hemline. Don't know whether you can see. I'll pop some pictures up in the garden of me wearing it. But it's like a curved hemline, and you can see how it goes up at the side and then again down at the back. Really lovely length, really nice length, goes way past my behind. So it's great to wear outside your trousers or whatever you're wearing it with, and also good to tuck in. And obviously I've done a contrasting yoke at the back. It's quite a low neckline at the back, and I've gone up for the contrasting top stitching, which obviously I had to choose a colour to top stitch. And in hindsight, I probably could have top stitched in the navy up to here. Then I could have stopped and changed my thread and picked the matching thread for the yoke. But I thought, no, I quite like the contrasting blue showing through. So that's why I stuck with that. And then again, obviously the sleeves, I added the contrasting cuffs. Now the reason why it's got the contrasting yoke is because this blouse used to be a dress, another dress that I used to wear when I was a 3 stone heavier. And I've done a separate vlog on what the dress looked like and how I chopped it up to create this blouse. So that will follow this vlog. So it's like a little bit of a sequel to it. But yeah, it used to be, in fact, a maternity dress. I bought it a few years ago, just ready to wear dress, and it was large, and it was also maternity. I didn't realise it was maternity until after I bought it. I bought it like on a sale rail. I really liked the paisley print of it, and I went for the size because obviously I was bigger then. And then when I got home, I realised, oh God, it's a maternity too. But it didn't matter. It did really matter because of the way I wore it over my jeans, and I normally threw one of my crochet shoulder snugs round, and it always looked lovely, and I really loved wearing it. So it then became this year an absolute massive tent, and more details are in that other vlog. So it was going to go in the charity bag. And then when me and Kris decided to do this Rhapsody blouse, I just thought, I wonder if I could get the Rhapsody blouse out of that dress rather than it going to charity, because I really liked this fabric. It's a lovely drapey fabric. It's 100% polyester fabric, and in fact I've still got, I'll show you, I've still got the original tag off the dress, but that's now become the front seam because this was the side of the original dress and I had to move it round to get my pattern pieces in. So yeah, so this used to be the side seam, and again I've got one on the back. That's the only way I could do it to get the pattern out, but there wasn't enough fabric for me to get the whole of the blouse out. So there probably would have been, actually, if I'd have gone for the shorter sleeves, but I really wanted to do the long bishop sleeves, but in the end I couldn't even do the long bishop sleeves. I had to go for the 3/4 length bishop sleeves. So if I'd have thought again a little bit beforehand, but typical of me, bull in a china shop, just blinkered, want to make this blouse, that's what I want to make. I want to make those sleeves, regardless whether it fits on the fabric. And because it didn't fit in the fabric, I didn't then go and think, oh, well, it's not going to fit, so I'll have to do a shorter sleeve. No, I just thought, well, I'm going to do those sleeves and I'll find some contrasting fabric to do the yoke. And then I had enough fabric to do the cuffs in this fabric, but I thought, oh, well, I've done the yoke in a different colour, so I'll do the cuffs in a different colour, and I really like it. I really like how these sleeves have turned out. As I say, they feel a little bit like kimono style. Again, I'll just... Do you know what I mean? Like kimono, loose. I really do like the relaxed style of this blouse. And if you follow me, you know I'm not a great lover of a V-neck. I always feel a little bit cold around the neck. I like a high neck or a collar or just something a little bit more higher up. So for me, this is out my comfort zone, but I really like it. I've got my microphone obviously on there, but it's like a bit of a V, and then it's got this little bit more of an angle going around, and that's where you would have the ties if you're going to add your ties, there and there. And I have just used a contrasting binding to bind the neck and the hem. I just picked up very similar colour binding to my yoke, and it's got worked out really well. And again, I just used the navy stitching just for contrasting, because obviously in hindsight I could have put one colour in my bobbin and the navy in the top, and then that would have got rid of that stitching, but I quite like it. And again, I use some bias binding for the hem. Now this is just a brilliant way of doing hem lines, especially on a curved hemline. If you've never done a curved hemline, bias binding is the way to go, because it just naturally will go around any curve that you're sewing like a dream. Really is simple. You're no faffing about trying to fold your fabric over on a curve, which doesn't always work. So all in all, a really lovely blouse, and I'll be making it again. I love the length, I really do, because it's like great so you tuck it in, or you can wear it out over your trousers. And I love my happy accident sleeves. So I'll just show you, obviously there's more detail in the sequel to this fabric that I've used, but I've kept the button band that went all the way, that's the neck of the dress. Just turn it through. That's the original neck of the dress. I'll pop some pictures up obviously of me wearing it. And there is the button band, and I kept the button band, 8 buttons on it, so I thought I'll keep that, and I could incorporate that into another sewing project. I could stitch it on. I've kept enough fabric either side so I could sew it on, or I could just even like use it as a pretend button opening on something, just stitch it down onto the front of a blouse maybe, or I don't know, future projects. So I've kept that. So all that was left was obviously that, and just literally these scraps. That's all that was left. So I did quite well getting this blouse out of that dress, and I'm really glad I didn't give it to charity. So it's an Upcycle Rhapsody Blouse. Now, I'm not sure whether Kris, she may have guessed the type of fabric I'll have used for this blouse, but she probably won't get the sleeves right, because the sleeves are a little bit of where I've gone a bit rogue. But if she gets the 3/4 length sleeves, then she's almost there. So all in all, really pleased with my Rhapsody blouse. Definitely recommend you having a go at it, because it really is a simple make. It's just obviously the yoke is just like the burrito method, just like we did when we made our knickers, you know, with the burrito method when we did the gusset. You just roll it up and then bring it round and stitch it, and then you pull it through. Exactly the same. And so it hides all of the internal seams. It's a lovely, neat way of adding a yoke. Really simple, and everything is just bias binded the neck, bias binding the hem. Really easy. I did French seams on either side, but in future I'll probably just overlock sew my seams and then just overlock my seams. I would do French seams if I was using like more of a sheer fabric, but this one I could have got away with just quite easily doing like normal seams and overlocking them. But yeah, I did the French seams. So really pleased, love this, how it's turned out, love the contrast in yoke. So again, happy accident and an upcycle, so win-win. So let me know what you think. So have you made the Rhapsody blouse, and let me know what you think of it and which option did you go for. And as I say, there is a little bit of a sequel to this video on more details on how I cut the dress out and more details on the dress, just to show you how I actually upcycled the dress to use this fabric. But that's it for today. Please don't forget to give me that lovely thumbs up if you enjoyed today's vlog. If you haven't subscribed and you just found me, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I have got my Sew the Look coming very soon, so excited for that one. And I have got my next sewing module for the sewing directory. That's coming in the next week or so. And also I have got more of my free t-shirt patterns that I've made up, so they're coming too. If there's anything you'd like me to cover, please let me know in the box below. Any ideas that you'd like me to, do, if you'd like me to do any tutorials or any sew alongs or anything at all in relation to sewing, just let me know in the box below and I shall try and do my best. And don't forget to pop on over to Kris at Sew Notes and see her version of the Rhapsody blouse and see how well I got close to predicting what she's made. Don't forget I said she's going to make something in a large floral print, and she's going to go for the short flutter sleeves with the tie. So please pop on over there and see what she made. And until the next time though, please take care, and as always, happy sewing.